Hey everybody, Adrian here from Oklahoma City, and I am just going to hop on here on this beautiful Friday night and talk to you all about mental health in real estate, mental health in your career, mental health in general in life, because I think it's so important that we actually talk about it and that we address how your mental health and how you are stable affects everything around you. I just got late to the news about a shooting that happened this last week in Waterton, New York. It was a gentleman that you would have probably never thought would have went in and shot up a building. He was actually a real estate agent, and he went into this real estate agency and shot people and shot his bosses, his ex-bosses, I guess. I don't know. Haven't read many articles, just one, because at the moment that I read it, I felt like I needed to come on here and address mental health to you guys and all my real estate friends that are there, that are out here on my page and everything, because it's real. And this industry is, I think that most people think is just all glory and we make a lot of money. But you know, we don't all the time, and we lose a lot of deals, and mentally that is very stressful. And when you go through a year like the pandemic, you know, people that work on non-traditional deals. So when I mean non-traditional deals, I mean houses that we're just buying and selling for families. You know, we're doing longer term deals. Most of my commercial transactions will take a minimum of 90 to 180 days. So when you put that into context and how much you work before you get paid, and then over time, when deals don't pan out and over and over again, you know, it can get really bad and you can get suicidal. I am going to be real with you that last year when the pandemic hit, I lost 5 deals. 5 deals. Some of those deals would have made it through, you know, through the end of the year. They weren't even going to close within the next 3 months, but they were deals that we had aligned. And when that pandemic was announced and we weren't able to do anything, those deals fell through immediately. And talk about a struggle. Talk about not knowing where to go. And I know that there were so many real estate agents out there, and so many of you that aren't in real estate that do other careers that were affected by this pandemic. You know, it's heartbreaking. It's a moment of, I'm in my X amount of years and I should be where I'm at. And then, you know, bam, something happens and you get knocked down. And this guy, you know, I bet he was a good real estate agent. You know, he's not a young man, so he's clearly been doing it for a long time. And something happened that he wasn't taking care of his mental health enough, that he just flipped, you know, and he shot up a real estate office. And, you know, we're talking, I don't even know if it's on the main news this week. I've been really busy doing some stuff, so I haven't watched a lot of the news, but it hasn't even made, you know, a big to boot about this man that went in and shot up a real estate group. You know, we're gonna deminimize that because maybe we don't think about it, and maybe it's not as a popular topic. But you know, us real estate agents have a hard life, you guys. We work for free until we close a deal, for the most part. Sometimes we do get retainer fees, but on an average, you know, you're going to work for free. So I want you to put yourself in your shoes of getting up every day and working for free until you finish a job. So you're not getting paid hourly. I know it's a choice that we make, and we love it. I love the thrill of the deal. So I'm not diminishing that. What I'm saying is that sometimes as a client, you all don't put into the thought of what we do and how much work we put into what we're doing for you. And you may just go buy another home with another realtor, or you may decide that you know, you just want to list the house yourself, and you've already gotten all this information from this agent and gained all their knowledge, and then you just, you know, stick them in the gut and you don't hire them. You guys, that is hard to deal with. And this man that shot, I don't know if he shot himself, because the article actually just said they found him dead. So I'm not 100% sure of how he passed, but the shooter did die. And it's a tragic story. It's a tragic story for everybody that was involved, the people that got shot, the families that are involved. But it is something that we don't talk about. And that guy had some issues. You know, his boss and him had some kind of disagreement, and I think that brokers feel that threatened by their agents a lot of times, and so they don't take into consideration what's really going on, how this person's life is affected by them, you know. And I'm not saying that that gave him a right to do what he did, because it doesn't. It just, you know, we need to address mental health in real estate, and we also need to address it in our own lives and in every, I think, industry, because we don't address it enough. And, you know, be kind to others, because this man went and shot up this real estate office because somebody ultimately wasn't kind. And ultimately, most of these shootings are happening because of kindness is not being bestowed upon people. And I try to be kind in my transactions. There are times where I have to be yes, I understand, Crystal. You're so right. I'm getting some of these messages in. She says sometimes financial security is based on the sale to make ends meet. My provide explanation of emotional response. It's so true. So in other sales positions, in other industries, I am a negotiator. Okay, of all trades. We don't make money unless we make that sell, and so. You know, I think that what happens so often is that the deal is actually not completely thought through before it happens. And so I'll just tell you, I'll be completely honest. I've lost some deals this year that were up to the closing table, and there was no reason, and I didn't get paid. And this deal was a 95-day due diligence. So for 3 months we worked on this transaction, you know, doing deals, and then bam, right before closing, and nobody gets paid. Not me, not the closer, not anybody, you know. And that buyer doesn't have to give any explanation. And maybe that buyer's going through something. You know, I have learned to roll with the punches, but not everybody rolls with those punches, you guys. And so when you're working with another agent, or if you're working with anybody that's selling you something, take the time to listen to them. Take the time to just acknowledge what they are saying, even if it's a bunch of BS, because I let people knock on my door. I live in a community where you're not supposed to knock on doors and sell shit. I let people do it. You know why? Because I've been in their shoes, and I know what it feels like to be cut in the gut, you know. And I want to let you know that it's hard for real estate agents out here, you guys. And other salespeople, when we walk up to just talk to you, or we walk up to see your house for the first time, it's really hard. And just to respect us enough to look us in the eye and thank us for our time is enough to maybe keep somebody from killing you. Because ultimately, I feel that I felt that guy's pain. I felt that I wanted to go shoot a place up before because of the amount of disrespect I got. But I didn't do it solely because I have mental health accountability. I wasn't raised to. My degree taught me to have that accountability. I felt like, you know, we're still in this era that mental health is shamed on, and it should not be. We should appreciate it, because your kids feel it. Your kids feel it more than you'll ever imagine. I think that today's world, there's so much interaction done online that we forget to tend to these emotional needs. And, you know, I've had nieces and nephews that don't even have a double digit in their age, and they're worried if they're pretty or not. They're worried if they look good on camera. And I just feel for them, because I know what that's going to stem to as an adult, and the peer pressure to meet the needs of others, and even your need, you know. I think that I might be just kind of rambling, but I just wanted to say that your mental health is important. Everybody's mental health is important, and I am so saddened to see that there was a shooting in a real estate company this week, and I can feel and I can relate where his pain was, and it hit me hard. So I know that everybody gets mad at work. Everybody gets no job is 100% satisfaction all the time. That's unrealistic. But what is realistic is you can find your happy place in wherever you're at in your job. And it starts with addressing your mental health and addressing, do I need to just talk to someone? I've been talking to people now for almost 3 years, and it's changed my life dramatically. I've went through trauma therapy, which is called some EMDR. I've went through a lot of trauma in my life that have wounds, and I'm addressing them, you know, and it helps me be open to others. And so I just hope that this helps somebody, whether you're a real estate agent or not. Get help. Talk about what's going on in your day-to-day. Help is just talking, and having somebody to talk to that won't judge you is the difference of night and day, you guys. I have great friends that I can talk to, but it's nothing like going into a therapist session and just letting it all out. So I encourage you, so yes, there is. You're so right, because I feel like, to be honest with you, Crystal, parents have been addressing mental health issues minimally by drugging their children with medication to help them be better. And these children are getting to be teenagers, getting to be young adults, and they're realizing that maybe if they just talk to somebody, that would help them. So, you know, I do think that that it is going to be talked about a lot more, and that it is going to be addressed, and it'll be addressed in, you know, the prison system, and, you know, how we can really help people, because they're not in there because they've actually committed a crime, but because they're mentally unstable and they haven't really treated them. You're right. That's right. And I think that hopefully this mental health movement is going to show people to actually get treated, to actually talk about whatever. You know, I think the misconception is that you have to have some crazy endeavor in your life to talk to a therapist. No, you just need to talk to somebody that is non-judgmental, you know, that doesn't know you, that has no connection to you whatsoever. I think that has helped me, and I think it helps a lot of children. I know a lot of parents that do have their children in therapy for no reason other than they understand the need to talk. And, you know, those kids are they can think about a problem and work through it and not have to go out and act upon that. And I think that's the key, is learning how to think through your problems and work through them and not act upon the emotion. Because a lot of this stuff that's happening in our world, it's because people aren't thinking this through. We're not thinking about this and what it really means to go and shoot up a place. Because I know that looking at the photos of this man, he was not a killer. He is not somebody that you would have thought would have shot up a real estate office, and that's what he did. And it's very, very sad. It would keep things very objective. You're right. I love it. I've had multiple therapists in my life, and most of them are very objective, and, you know, they're there to do, you know, probe questions to help you get more into depth. So it's very much something that I wish that they would be more apt to do. At the Indian Clinic, they do, we have a mental health screening that you take every time you go to the doctor. So I think that my clinic actually really does address it very well. I'm very proud of my clinic. We have a really good behavioral therapist department at the IHA system. And like I said, again, I do specialized therapy and talk therapy, and it's literally kept me sane. It's literally made me want to continue to do this work. There was a point where I didn't know if I even wanted to be in this work anymore, because it was so hard, and so hard here. You know, it'll cut you in the gut for no reason. And so, you know, this therapy that I've been introduced to over the last 3 years has really been a life changer for me. And I just wanted to come on here and say that, you know, and show you that it's real. And even people that you think have it all together, we don't. But we work towards being a better person. And I think that if we could all just work at being a better person and being healthy mentally, we would be able to help others so much, you know, in such different ways. I'm not saying so much more, because I don't know what you do in particular. But I do just, you know, my heart goes out to every real estate agent that lost a deal this week. I'm holding one on by thin ice right now. So, work at it, get up tomorrow. It'll be a new day. Whether you do real estate or you sell anything, you sell cannabis, you sell makeup, you sell fingernail polish, you sell anything, get your ass up tomorrow and do it again, because that's the beauty of our industry of sales, is that we don't have a 9 to 5. So when you get down on yourself, tell yourself you love yourself and that you know that there's a reason that you're in this industry. And talk to someone. I encourage you to talk to somebody. It doesn't have to be a therapist. It can be a priest. It can be your sister, whoever. I just prefer to talk to somebody I don't know. And I hope that this has helped anybody, even if it's just you, Miss Crystal, and everybody else that's gotten on. I appreciate it. I sure love you, Crystal, and you hang in there. You're an awesome sales rep, and your time is coming. And mental health, yeah, you're right. There are special services, but not enough, she says, and she's so right. But that's one thing that we're working towards, and I think that just talking about mental health and being real about it will help it become more of an acceptable thing in our society, and because it should be, because our mental health is important, you guys. If we could pay more attention, maybe we wouldn't have so much of these shootings.